Hello, my dear students. This is Dr. Amita Telang, DCA first semester class. We were going through the subject Essential of IT and OS. Unit number 1, Introduction to Computer. Today we will see part 4 of it. In the third part, we have seen generations of computer. In this part, the we will see about the IBM PC, historical IBM PC. I want to say this because when the IBM personal computer means IBM 5150, it is the code name, it was introduced to the world 25 years ago. It was dramatically clear to most observers that IBM had done something very new and different. Here you had a large company steeped in tradition that had been willing and able to set aside its business as usual method to produce in volume. Okay, and IBM was able to do all that and roll out its first PC in just 1 year. So here we are going to see the journey of IBM PC. First of all, we will see the birth of IBM PC. Non-IBM personal computers were available as early as mid-1970s. They offered a few applications, but none that justified widespread use. Means before IBM, no computer justified its widespread use. No computer is used widespreadly. So, IBM General System Division announced the IBM 5100 portable computer in September 1975. And after this, similar small computers such as 5110, 5120, they were introduced. IBM's own personal computer 5150, it was introduced in 1981. Let us go to this journey now. Bill Lowe, the lab director in the company facilities, he set up a task force that developed the proposal for the first IBM PC. So we can say that Bill Lowe is the founder member of this IBM family. Okay, IBM PC family. He sets up a task force that developed the proposal for the first IBM PC. But early studies had concluded that there were not enough applications to justify acceptance on a broad basis, and the task force was fighting the ideas that things couldn't be done quickly in IBM. As I told you that before that IBM in before set up some computers, but that computers were for a specific use. Okay, and in that era not enough applications were there to install in computer. If a computer is there, then that computer is specialized for a particular task. IBM team is going to plan a PC which contains enough number of application programs. So it is the basic problem that the task force which is assigned, which is made to make the idea that how these things would work. So Lowe picked a group of 12 strategists who worked around the clock to hammer out a plan for hardware, software, manufacturing setup and sales strategy. So in the starting 12 strategists, a group of 12 strategists is formed and they work round the clock. They work very hard because they have to give a new computer, a new PC to the world in 1 year. So they have to go through every area like hardware, software, manufacturing setup, sales strategy, etc. everything they have to manage. It was so well convinced that the basic strategy remained unaltered throughout the product cycle. The team beat their deadline. The engineers were virtually finished with the machine by April 1981. And they did it. By April 1981, the team finished their work. In sum, the development team broke all the rules. They went outside the traditional boundaries of product development within IBM. They went to outside vendors for most of the parts. They went to outside software developers for the operating system and application software. They acted as an independent business unit. Those tactics enabled them to develop and announce the IBM PC in 12 months. So at that time, it is faster than any other hardware product in IBM's history. Means it creates a history that these 12 people made a hard working effort and prepared the IBM PC in 1201. It is the it it is the first time in IBM's history that anything is ready for in such a short time period. Now, on August 12, 1981, at a press conference at Waldorf Astoria Ballroom in New York City, Estridge announced the IBM personal computer with a price tag of $1,565. Its hardware let us see its hardware configuration. The system unit was powered by Intel 8088 microprocessor. It was the size of a portable typewriter. It contained 40K of read-only memory and 60K of user memory. It contained a built-in speaker for generating music. Its 5 expansion slots could be used to connect such features as expanded memory, display and printing unit and game pedals. The unit also ran self-diagnostic check. Its keyboard contains 83 keys and it was connected to unit by a 6-foot coiled cable. It is very important thing here that the keyboard is connected by a 6-foot coiled cable, which means user could rest it in their lap on the desktop without moving the rest of the system. Means they can move the keyboard to anywhere in that 6-foot range. It also includes such advanced functions for the times as a numeric keypad and 10 special keys that enables user to write and edit text, figure accounts and store data. Next important thing, a printer that could print in 2 dimensions at 80 characters per second in 12 different character styles and also check itself for malfunctions and provide an out of paper signal. It is very advanced in that era that a printer itself check for malfunction and it shows a signal for out of paper. Now, a color graphics monitor with 16 foreground, background color, 256 characters for text application. Its graphics were in 4 colors. It is also very advanced technology in that time that they provide a color graphics monitor in that time. Multiple 32K and 64K memory cards that could be plugged into option slots to increase memory to 256K. Means there are option that we can increase our memory. Now let us see the system softwares used in that PC. BASIC, BASIC, Basic Interpreter, based on the popular Microsoft Basic and offered in 3 versions: cassette, diskette and advanced. Second, Disk Operating System, DOS. DOS supports one of the more diskette drives, allowing the user to write or read from the system's removable diskette. and it displays a directory, rename, erase, display and copy files. So we can see that DOS operating system used in that personal computer. Pascal compiler, it is also used here because Pascal is a programming language, so its compiler was present in that PC. This language compiler allows separate compilation of program element for maximum system performance. And further, IBM contracted with Digital Research Inc. and SOF Tech Microsystems Inc. to make CPM86. This is a type of operating system, and UCSDP system available for the IBM personal computer. So it is very strange that IBM is going beyond their borders. It is the first time in IBM's history that they were not using their own product except hardware, software, anything. They are now taking things. They are now taking hardware, software according to their requirement from other companies. This is very strange here. This is very new for them also, because IBM's company policy is that everything they take from their own company. Application software VisiCalc. It is a problem-solving program package for financial or mathematical forecasting and computation. Second, General Ledger. This software was used in this PC. Account receivable. This software is also used. General Ledger software, it keeps detailed records of financial transactions and generate balance sheet and income statement. And account receivable, this software, it is a complete invoicing and monthly statement generating package. Some more softwares like accounts payable software, it keeps track of current and old accounts. Easy Writer, it is easy to use application that lets user process word and text quickly. Microsoft Adventure, it provides the IBM PC with a role-playing fantasy game. Communication software, it is also provided here. It allows user to access external data. Let us see the pictures, some pictures of IBM PC. Like you can see here, IBM personal computer, you can see the size, you can see the hardware, everything is so compact, so new for that era. You can see how they are used in the office, how they are used in word processing, in the home, etc. IBM PCXT, you can see. Next, now we will move to the categories of IBM PC types. Okay, so there are two types of IBM PC we will discuss here. IBM PC XT, you can see at the picture here. Now look at the basic details. The IBM PC XT, its full form IBM personal computer, and XT stands for extended technology. It is IBM's product number 5160 and it is released on March 8, 1983. It was discontinued in 1987 and its operating system was IBM Basic, PC-DOS 2.0 to 3.20. Its CPU Intel 8088 at the rate 4.77 MHz and memory 128 to 640 KB. Let us see the hardware characteristics. It came standard with a hard drive. It was based on essentially the same architecture as the original PC. It included a 16-bit bus architecture. Here, the standard XT originally come with 128 KB of memory, 360 KB double-sided, 5.25-inch full height floppy disk drive, 10 MB Seagate hard disk, an asynchronous adapter for 130-volt PCU. The motherboard has 8-bit ISA expansion slots, and the CPU microprocessor Intel 8088 microprocessor running at 4.77 MHz, and the operating system usually sold it was PC-DOS 2.0 and above, and the basic specification was upgraded. Okay, these are all basic specifications, so they are upgraded to have 256K of memory as a standard. Here video cards, they are initially comprised the MDA, CGA with EGA and PGC, becoming available in 1984. Now let us see the second category of IBM PC, IBM PC 80. Okay, the basic details are here. Release date August 14, 1984. Introductory price $60,000, and it was discontinued April 2, 1987. Approximate 1 lakh units sold of this PC, and its operating system was PC DOS 3.0 and later. CPU Intel 80286 at the rate 6 to 8 MHz. Its memory 256 KB to 16 MB. Storage 20 MB hard disk. Input parallel or serial, both input is possible here. Predecessors IBM Personal Computer XC, and its successor was IBM PC 2, and its related articles are given below. Now let us see some more details regarding this IBM 80. The IBM PC 80, more commonly known as IBM 80. It was IBM's second generation PC. It was designed around the 6 MHz Intel 80286 microprocessor, released 1984 as System Unit 5170. The name 80, it is interesting, 80 for advanced technology. The name was chosen because 80 offered various technology that were then new in personal computer. IBM later released on 8 MHz version of the 80. It was very advanced, okay, and it is less expensive than comparable other computers. Let us see the hardware characteristics. 80 bus, the 80 motherboard, at that time 80 motherboard was used. It had a 16-bit data bus and 24-bit address bus. So in that time it is too much that 16-bit data bus and 24-bit address bus was there. 16 MB maximum memory compared to PC 640. It is also very much. Battery backed real time clock RTC on motherboard with 50 byte CMOS memory available. So at that time you can see here that CMOS memory was available. CMOS battery was available for battery backup. Let us see the keyboard. 84 key, 80 keyboard layout. It has system request key, numerical keypads, and also added indicator LED for caps lock, scroll lock, num lock. Later 80 had 101 key keyboard, which featured integrated numeric keypad with num lock keys. So here we can say that keyboard was the foundation for the today's technology keyboard, advanced keyboard. It was the foundation at that time. 1.2 MB 135 mm floppy disk drive was available with that PC, and it stored over 3 times data, as much data as 360 KB PC floppy disk. It is very interesting here. A 20 MB hard disk drive is available with this PC, and it could be equipped with CGA, MDA, EGA and PGA video cards. And PC-DOS 3.0 was released to support new 80 feature, because in PC 80 advanced features were added. So PC DOS 3.0 operating system, it was released because it will support all the new 80 features. The 80 was equipped with physical lock that could be used to prevent access to the computer by disabling the keyboard. And just like its IBM PC predecessor, the PC-80 supported an optional math coprocessor chip, Intel 80287, for faster execution of floating point operation. In 1986, the XT286 with the 6 MHz Intel 8028 processor was introduced. Like the original PC, the XT came with BASIC in its ROM. Okay, as we all know that ROM is read-only memory, and in this memory, the programs which we want to fire at the time of computer starting the computer or booting the computer, they will store there. So basic program, it can be basic in its ROM. IBM's licensing agreement with Microsoft forced them to include basic on all their machines. So you can say that it is a must do thing for IBM because they have an agreement with Microsoft. So forcefully they have to include basic on all their machine. So folks, I hope this lecture will be useful for you for your studies. Next we will see some other interesting topics. Till then, study hard and stay safe. Thank you very much.